There's so much whispering. They're speaking things into my ears. Alright, there you go, everything's sent out. I've been wanting to play this game for so long. It's been on my conscience for like so long, I swear. Everything ready? I think I do. Hold on a second. After over a month. Yes, after over a month of promising, we finally got around to returning to the Steam stream. Yeah, Wednesdays have been fucked for me, man. I'm sorry. Wednesdays have just always been so fucked for me for getting things done. I at least just want, like, even today I'm still busy, but I at least wanted to get this little thing out while I can before plans take up the rest of my day. So I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna start the stream now. I have a new outfit to show off, so I hope that you guys like it. Adabunk. Hello everyone, welcome to the live stream. I found this at Sweets and Geeks, so I am wearing it today, and no one can stop me. This is a Pikachu suit, and I figured this is probably one of the few chances I get to show this off on stream, so why not? Get me back into Dread Hunger. Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm not really too keen on that game, to be honest. But yeah, this is gonna be my new streaming outfit, so I hope you guys like it. I'm just joking about that. I'm not gonna be wearing this all the time. I have a feeling that some people are gonna be like appalled by it. I don't know how to feel about this outfit. Yeah. I personally love it. I saw it, I was just like, ooh, that's a really cool design. And it's like a suit too, so it's like, you know, you got that little flaps here and everything, and it's all buttoned down and everything. I personally like it a lot. But it is very colorful and very loud, so I'll agree with that at least. So yeah, today we're playing the test. This is a, from what I've heard, this is a very, very short game where you basically go through the entirety of the process and just make a bunch of choices. I think most people are able to finish this within like an hour, maybe even less. So it's going to be a very, very short stream today, which is fine because that's all I really want to do is at least get this game off my conscience, because it's been on my mind for so long that I have not been able to play it for so long. But proper stream should hopefully be returning by next week, hopefully. So yeah, we're gonna get into it now. Steam stream. Boop. There we go. So, I have I've only been told like a little bit of things about this game. I have no idea like how it actually goes, but that's what I've heard about. It's basically just a choice-based game where we have to make a bunch of choices, and then the game will judge us for it. And I've heard it's also very, very short, especially because this is like only like $3 or something like that on Steam. So we'll see how well it goes. Hopefully my webcam's in a good spot too, but we'll see. Let me know how audio is, by the way, too. Also, it's kind of a horror game too. You can probably move Steam Stream to Thursday. See, I was thinking something like that too. I just I don't know. I've been trying to think of things to do for Thursdays. For me, I thought about just making Thursdays just like hang out with friends stream, because I haven't been able to talk to you guys for a long time, like actually talk to you. So I might make those just for those kind of things. I'm fine with just making Wednesdays still a Steam stream, because I want to do it for my for like the evening of it. The bear, yes, the bear has come back. But yeah, if anything else, I'll try to probably draw more on Thursdays, because I don't think I'll be doing blue draws, but I do want to like just draw in general, because I have so many things I've been trying to do. Friday it doesn't work. I have D&D plans Friday. I usually like to keep my weekends free. So again, this is like today's like really the only time I can really try to put aside the time to do it. So well, I just gotta make it work. It's the only thing. I just gotta be more on it, which I'll try to. Alright, now, in order to begin, this is the most important part of the entire experience. You will be asked a series of questions, and you must answer them honestly. Now, when I say answer them honestly, I don't mean answer them how you'd like to answer them. Answer them with truth, even if that's hard to face. We all want to be good people. We rarely want to admit our faults, grievances, or mistakes. But you must decide what you truly want. Do you want this to work properly? Do you want the truth about yourself, your destiny in this world? Or would you rather live a lie just to hide from yourself? The process is very simple in theory. Just answer a long series of questions. What's difficult is self-analyzing your own psyche to evaluate the truths of your own mind and life, so you can predict your future. Also, I realize that my thing is in the way. Hold on, let me move that. There we go. I think if I'm right here, I'll be fine. I got several drawing ideas as well, especially for next month. Nice. Yeah, but I kind of just wanted to make Thursdays the day where I can just chill with my friends and just like draw in the background while talking to them and everything. Maybe we can even play some games. Who knows? But that's kind of what I'm thinking, at least. Because I've been wanting to draw for a while, and I never have the time on the weekends to do it as much as I've tried to. You see, as long as you're honest with these questions and answers, you'll be able to see your own future here. This will tell you things you already know, but don't necessarily know that you know. As long as the answers you provide to the questions are asked are 100% honest and true, this process will simply unlock a part of your mind that you do not have natural access to. This isn't psychic. This isn't a personality test. This is simply nature. This is you. This is your own mind. This is simply nature taking its course. This is the human brain at work, unlocking hidden truths within itself. While attempting to answer many of these questions, you'll often wonder things like, well, this answer depends on the circumstances. Create your own circumstances in your mind and answer the question with a simple yes or no as you see fit. You may not understand nor realize it, but your mind will develop the situation required to answer your question the way it needs to be answered. I invite you to grab a water, sit back, relax, and enjoy the experience. We're about to begin with a series of questions, and provided that you're a willing participant, we'll be unlocking some substantial information today. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it's already an interesting experience. Do you believe that everyone should always be treated fairly? Obviously, yeah. I do think that everyone should definitely be treated fairly. Just in all aspects of life. Do you believe that everyone should always be treated equally? I mean, some people are always held in the higher regard, for sure. But I still think that everyone is still, like, you know, we're all humans. We all just have different ways that we've spent our lives and everything. But I still think everyone should just definitely be treated equally. Just because I feel like it's the most fair and the most right thing to do. Just to treat others with the same respect that you would treat anyone else, basically. It's gonna leak my own personal information. Hopefully not. Define equally? Well, I mean, you know, you treat one person as you would treat another person, basically. Like, just because they are, like, of a different status or, like, a different color of skin or a different gender and stuff, like, you shouldn't treat them any differently than you would treat anyone else. That's how I see it. Have you ever invented anything? Invented? I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say I have invented anything. Like, at least not anything new or groundbreaking. I've done creative processes to stuff. Like, I've done my own drawings. I've made theories for books. I've done scripts for D&D campaigns and such like that. But I'm not sure if that's technically inventing. I feel like that's just creating something. Invention sounds like you're trying to, like... Inventing something kind of just sounds like you're, like, you're coming up with, like, a new piece of, like, technology or something for the world. Or something that's never been discovered, basically. So, I wouldn't say I think I did. The only quality that matters is equality before the law. Yeah? Do you believe that you are worthy of someone else's time and investment? I would like to think so. I mean, you guys are here. You guys are watching me right now, so this is a time investment already. So I wouldn't be streaming if I didn't think that that I could provide content and, like, joy to people's lives, honestly. So yeah, I definitely think so. Would you consider yourself to be open-minded? Well, of course. I like to see all aspects of life from all different kinds of people. Someone's perspectives can be completely different from yours. Would you say that you sometimes have trust issues? Now we're getting deep. Trust issues. I mean, I have been untrusting to some people in the past, but I don't think I would say I have trust issues. In fact, I would say I'm actually more trusting of people than I would like to admit. a lot of people I've put trust into, and those people have done something to break my trust, at least. So I wouldn't say I have issues with that, actually. Would you be alright with living alone forever? Ooh, that's an interesting question. See, here's the thing. I would probably be okay with it, but there is a part of me that really desires companionship. So having a thing where I would just live by myself forever. Like, obviously, this is just living alone, too. Like, you could probably still live on your own and be perfectly fine with it. But having someone to come home to is very, very nice. And especially, like, during certain aspects in your life, you just need someone to be there with you when you come home. But you don't necessarily... You can still have, like, conversations and like, companions and everything, and friends that you just talk to outside of your home. And you can invite them over and everything, too, so... It's not like it's the end of the world, really, you know? Do you trust me, Corey? Well, of course I trust you, Pansy. I would say I do. But yeah, I would be perfectly fine living by myself if it all came down to it. Do you always give someone the benefit of the doubt? Sure. I mean, I think that everyone definitely deserves a chance, for sure. And there might be some certain circumstances where things just aren't seen the right way, or they were just, like, blamed wrongly. So, yeah. I think everyone deserves a chance for that kind of thing. Do you dislike the sound of your own voice? I used to. I did honestly used to hate the sound of my voice. You guys will notice this too when I look back at my old live streams and videos. I always hate how I sounded. But I like the sound of my voice actually now. So I've even like I sing the songs in the car and everything too, and I like how it sounds too. So I don't dislike it, no. Do you like the color blue? More than the color black. Yes. You guys already know this. Yes, I love the color blue. It's my favorite color. If you found money on the street and knew who it belonged to, would you give it back to them? If I knew who it belonged to, yeah. Like obviously it's like they probably like dropped it or something, or they just like kind of left it on the counter, or maybe they like forgot about it. But if it was just on the street, then yeah, obviously they kind of like forgot about it. So yeah, if I knew who it was, I would give it right back to them. I wouldn't keep it for myself. It's just getting personal now. I know, right? With the color blue and everything. It's like this game knows me. Are you sure you want the answers you seek? Sure you want the answers you seek? That's a weird question. I don't necessarily want the answers I'm seeking here, I guess. I don't know. I mean, obviously I do want the answers because I'm playing the game, so I want to know what it has in store for me, so if I want the full experience, then yes, of course I want it. Are you afraid of spiders? Oh, hell yes. I hate those things. We actually just killed one earlier today, too, while Mom was home. If you knew you would emerge unscathed, would you jump into molten lava? No. Why would you ever want to do that? Like, if you emerge unscathed, like, what's even the point? Like, honestly, I feel like you would know what lava feels like just by looking at it. Like, it's just molten rock. It's literally, it's like a giant heated plasma. Like, even if you survive the thing, like, why would you want to do it? I feel like it would just be painful. Like, who cares if you come out unscathed? It's gonna hurt. It burns, man. So no. Would you consider yourself to be fat? No. I'm actually I'm actually a lot more I'm actually very skinny. But not like very, very skinny. But there's parts of me that I do consider fat. But I wouldn't say my whole body is fat, though. Would you say that you have lots of charisma? I don't know, what do you guys think? Twig boy, yeah, basically. Kill it with fire win. Oh yeah, that's right. I do want to get back into that game soon. Probably not tonight, but maybe we'll do it next week. I'm unsure if there's another game I want to do Steam stream of first, but we'll see about that. You think I have a lot of charisma? I don't know. I can kind of see it too. Like I'm still very awkward around certain situations, but I think I've definitely gotten a lot more charisma than I have in the past. And Bree also definitely boosts my confidence with that kind of thing too. So I would say so, yes. Have you ever wished that you could temporarily be frozen? I never thought about that. No. I mean, the idea of it is kind of interesting because, like, if you get cryogenically frozen, like, you could show up in a completely different point of time. But the way I see it, I like a lot of things that are currently going on in my life right now. So I want to make the moments I have here count instead of, you know, jumping ship to a new time period. Even if it is for like a few days, I wouldn't want to miss things like that. That would just feel weird to me. You've got a lot more charisma than me, that's for sure. I'm still in the awkward phase of streaming. That's fair. I mean, you're just a very awkward person in general, Pansy. I'm not saying that in a mean way, but like, I can see that though. It does take a lot of getting used to. But if you like really want to stream and you have like, you know, just having the courage to actually hit the live button is like honestly a lot. So you're not doing bad so far, I would say. It's the process to get used to. So if I wish I could be temporarily frozen, I would say not. This is all very interesting. Did you realize that the last letter of the previous 5 questions, when you put together, spelled the name Satan? No, actually. I didn't. I didn't see any of those, actually. I wasn't even paying attention to that. Does that make you uncomfortable? No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, again, me being the open-minded individual I am, I like to consider all possibilities of religion anyways. Satan is just one of the very many religious figures out there. So, I wouldn't say Satanism or things relating to Satan make me uncomfortable. Are you good at finding hidden puzzles or clues? I wouldn't necessarily consider myself good at it, but I do like doing them. Like I do like nanograms and Sudoku and stuff like that, so I'm good at like puzzle stuff. But like hidden stuff, I'm not sure. It takes me a little while, I still think. So I don't think I'm good at it, at least. I still like to try it, but I'm not that good at it, I think. I'm not sure how I feel considered being considered awkward in general. Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm the same way too. I'm very awkward in certain situations, but like like especially trying to like follow up on like certain sentences or just certain questions and stuff, but like I like to think that I'm a little bit better than I used to be, at least. It's just something to get used to. So I would say no. Are you now wondering what other hidden messages are placed within these questions? Nah, I don't. I mean, I'm not looking for that kind of stuff personally. I'm just here to answer most truthfully and honestly as I can. Have you been entirely honest with your answers thus far? Of course I have. Are you afraid of the consequences for answering questions dishonestly? Not necessarily. I feel like it's because there's a lot of ways that this game could go with like the questioning and stuff too. Like someone could answer these questions completely different than I am. So, and the game doesn't know whether or not you're being honest. Only you do. So there's not really, I feel like, a consequence for being dishonest, except for like your own guilty conscience. The test says you're gay. Damn, I'm inflicted with a gay. They break into your room, right? They just break into your room if you don't be honest. Were you aware that there could be potential consequences for answering this dishonestly? Yes and no. I mean, he told me at the beginning that there might be things like that for answering dishonestly, but I'm gonna say no. Are you wondering how these questions began to take a strange turn? Nah, I'm just following along with it, honestly. We already knew he got it. He already got the gay. No gay here. Would you consider yourself captivated by this experience, you mean? I mean, this is an interesting experience so far, so I'm definitely want to see it to the end, at least. Mimiko comes and stabs you. Yeah, right. Very interesting. Would you consider yourself to be brave? I like how I immediately went to no. But I had to think about this. I mean, again, I have a certain amount of bravery to me. Like, you know, being able to speak publicly in front of people like this. But in some other aspects, I'm definitely not. So, like, overall... No, it's spiders, right? Overall, probably not, though. Do you view yourself as someone with above-average intelligence? I like to think I'm at least somewhat intelligent. As stupid as I act sometimes during streams and in certain aspects, I still feel like my average intelligence is at least a little bit higher than most. So, yes. Have you been looking for hidden messages in these questions? No. Are you wondering which hidden messages you may have missed? No. Have you begun to wonder how long this test will take or how many questions exist in this session? I'm here for the ride. Would you consider yourself to be a patient person? Yeah. I think so. Do most humans annoy you? Most humans? Nah, not most humans. Sometimes people annoy me, but I don't know. Actually, that's an interesting question now that I think about it. I'm like thinking like in my day-to-day life here. Take the test too. Oh yeah, that's right. There is a second game for this too, isn't there? I'm sure honestly, remember go do the Stabbo. No, I don't want that. That's why Corey's not Gryffindor, but he's a good fit for Ravenclaw. He's been honest so far, except for the voice comment. I'm the only one who annoys Corey. I mean, it's not always bad, I would say. I'm gonna actually say yes, though. I do feel like there's certain things about people that do annoy me a lot of times. And I usually just don't admit it. Do you prefer animals to people? Ooh, that's a good question. Because I really love, like, pets and stuff. And some animals can be very, very cute. But do I prefer them to people? That's a hard question. For a question time. See, I feel like people are still, like, good just to, like, you know, as a person to kind of, like, talk to. There's a lot of good aspects about animals, though. I don't know if I prefer them over it, though. Yes, if you're a furry. You know, you have a good point about that, actually. I'm gonna say yes, then. Do you believe in magic? I would like to believe in magic. I don't think magic exists in our world, but I do like the idea of it. So no. Do you believe in God or the existence of some form or higher power? See, this is a weird question again for me too, because like, I do think there may be some higher power out there, but I don't necessarily believe in a specific God or power myself. I think they're all valid for their own reasons. I think technically no, though. And you have to admit that people are annoying you, Corey. I know. That's something I've struggled with for a long time, honestly. Do you believe in God? So yeah, I'm gonna say no. Do you fear death? In cases, yes. Like, there's a lot of things I still want to do in my life, so just because of the fact that there's so much that I want to do in life, and things and goals and I have aspirations for before I die, yes, I do fear death. So yes. Are you attracted to someone whom you are not currently in a relationship with? Oh, that's a good question. Oh, that's a good question right there. Because I'm currently in a relationship with Bree, so this is actually an applicable question for me. I would say, I don't know. See, here's the thing. I think there's things about some people that are attractive. I think necessarily, I wouldn't, like, you know, I definitely wouldn't cheat on Bree for any of them and everything. Like, I wouldn't cheat on my current significant other for any other person. But I still think that there are things about other people that are attractive. So, I do think that this is a question I will answer yes to. Time for more depression. Did you answer your last question with 100% honesty? Of course I did. Are you alone? Right now? Yes. Are you sure? I mean, I'm alone in the fact that there's no one here in the room with me. I have other people watching me from behind the screen, but in that case, I am still... technically, I am alone right now. If I told you with utmost certainty that there is something watching you, would you believe me? You mean besides my audience? Like, when they say something is watching me, they mean, like, you know, another figure and or ghost spirit or something like that, right? I wouldn't say with utmost certainty, no. Have you wondered who I am? I honestly never thought about that. Chad is always with you. You're now alone, Chad is always with you. Yeah, right. Hello there. Mimico standing behind you, knife and ready. I never really wondered who this person is, though. I'm assuming this is just like this is like just a game programmer or like thing talking to me, but I wouldn't say the thought has crossed my mind though. Have you had shivers at any point during the session? No. Nothing's really made me like shiver in my skin. Do you feel like you're being watched? Again, technically yes, but also technically no. Like, if we're talking about this as the game concept of just like, if I wasn't live streaming this right now, I wouldn't feel like I was being watched, I think. But because I am live streaming, obviously I'm being watched. Watching intensive. I'm gonna say yes though, just because of the live streaming aspect. I feel like that's more honest. Have you considered quitting the session early? No. Do you drink water every day? I try to, yes. Do you eat at least once per day every day? How many people have said no to these questions, I wonder, actually? Do you eat at least once per day every day? Yeah, of course I do. Do you realize that there is a high probability that you've missed a plethora of hidden messages thus far? Yeah, of course. Are you wondering what they are? No. Would it bother you to never know without finding them yourself? No. Again, like, I feel like that's a really interesting thing. Raise his hand. I feel like that's a really interesting thing that this game brings up, is that there's some people who will read in between the context of the notes and everything and try to find the hidden messages between everything, and maybe even replay the game just to find out what those things are. But I personally am not really looking forward to that. I'm kind of just a guy who like goes through an experience the first time, and I try to make whatever comes from that stick with me. So I'm gonna say no. Is your favorite number 7? No. Actually, my favorite number is 51, by the way. Obviously because it's in my name and everything. Life is short, but it's the longest thing you will ever do. Do you agree? Yeah. I mean, that's true. Your life is literally just a very long starting and ending point of like your whole existence. So yeah. Technically, the longest thing I think anyone will do is sleep. Well, no, you stay awake more than you sleep, so that's still a valid answer. So yeah. Oranges cannot be compared to apples. Do you agree? No. I mean, there's things to compare between oranges and apples. Like, they're both fruits. They both have an outer skin to them. They both have a juice that comes from inside of them. So I think they can be compared to quite a lot, actually. Sleep takes too much time. No, I'm awake longer than I sleep. Yeah. It is true. Like, again, I feel like I brought this up on a last stream before. I think it was like during the either or stream. But like, imagine how much more time we would have to spend and do things in life if we didn't have to sleep. Like, if we just had to let our body rest for a while and then just like consume things. Like, imagine how much more we can get done throughout the day. If our minds could stay awake but our body just had to rest. Like, imagine that, dude. You get so much more done through your life. You sleep at around 3 to 5 a.m. and get up at 8. Jesus Christ, dude. Why is my character a part of this game? Oh, the Morning Star? Or no, Venus, you mean. Yeah. It's funny, the Morning Star is actually something that Alex likes to use, too. I'm already doing that, yeah. Alright. Venus is sometimes referred to as the Morning Star. Did you know that? No. I didn't really know what the context between the Morning Star was. That's interesting, though. Everyone deserves a second chance. Do you agree? Yeah, I brought this up earlier, actually, in the stream. Everyone deserves a second chance, I believe. You can do anything you can put your mind to. Do you agree? Yeah, as long as you have, like, you know, the conviction to do it, the determination to do it, and like just like the overall need and wanted desire to do it, then yeah, you can do anything. Obedience is more important than freedom. Do you agree? I don't know about that. I do definitely think freedom does come at a cost, because if you have like total freedom, then you have the possibility of people like doing literally just whatever they want, like crimes and such like that. I do think that there is a certain amount of obedience that needs to be put in place, because like obedience is basically the law, right? Like we all follow the law because we don't want to do things to other people, and we want to like limit how much freedom we have. So, in that context, I think so. With freedom comes nudity. Exactly. Just sitting down, closing your eyes, you can take up a meditative rest without sleeping, and you gain energy from it. Do it all the time. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I've heard people doing resting stuff like that too, even for just like a couple of minutes at a time too. So yeah, technically I do think obedience is important though, because there is a certain amount of obedience that people need to have in order to make sure everyone lives a happy and healthy life, honestly. Freedom's always more important, especially with the freedom to use our mind. That's true though. But at the same time, there's some very wicked things that can come from a person's mind if they are left completely free to just think as they wish. Especially if they act upon those desires. Like I've seen some very messed up stuff with like just TV show things in general. Like that's how psychopaths and like psycho killers are born, is because they think that they can, you know, they can do this like this act that they wanted to do, but it's there's like, at least how I feel, you should their freedom is important, but only as long as you don't take away other people's freedom. That's like the main thing. I think that's like how our whole country kind of works too. Obedience over freedom is a life of misery and tyranny. That's a true point too. That's how I get into like an Orwellian thing. If my thoughts go blank, I tend to get violent. Yeah. I'm gonna say, well, let's see. I'll say for this question probably no then, because I do think freedom is very, very important, obviously. But there is a certain amount of freedom I feel like that you shouldn't have. Like, you know, again, the freedom to take other people's freedom. That's something that you shouldn't be able to do. Committing acts of violence against others is not freedom. It's an act of slavery in and of itself. That's true. I can see it that way too. Or have something I can do at all times. Yeah. That's another thing too, yeah, that the freedom to be able to do whatever you want in your own spare time, that's also very important. So yeah, I'll say no then. Underwater adventures sound like a fun time, don't you agree? Underwater adventures? I mean, I wouldn't mind trying it. I haven't gone underwater for like very many things. I've only done it like in a pool. I know the ocean can be scary though too, but I don't know. I wouldn't mind trying it out. Like if I had like scuba gear and everything, I wouldn't mind trying it out. So yeah, it sounds fun. Jeffrey Dahmer was a free man. Look what he did. He admitted he admitted he did it because he was bored. Yeah, exactly. So yeah. Did you realize that the first letters of the previous 8 questions spelled the phrase "I love you"? No. Again, I don't pay attention to this stuff, but that's kind of cute. Do you wish to be loved? Of course. Who wouldn't want to be loved, honestly? Have you ever felt hated? Yes, actually. I feel like there is something I've done in the past, at least too, that did make me that did make someone hate me. And I think I've actually had someone say that to my face at one point too. Whether or not it was like, you know, something I did to them or something. Like, I don't try to hurt people. That's the thing. I don't try to hurt people. I don't try to make them hate me. But I feel like sometimes some things I do end up making people not like me. Sometimes. So yeah, I think I felt it once before. Do you have any addictions? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Video games. Spending a lot of money on nerdy stuff that I probably am never going to actually use. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely have addictions. I feel like they're more healthy than others, though. Give them freedom and they will do whatever they wish regardless of morality. Think of vulgarity in equal measures. Yeah, exactly. Do you dislike the color pink? No. I don't dislike the color pink. I don't really dislike any color except ones that, like, you know, like maybe like a greenish yellow. That might be a little bit like, ooh. But pink is nice. I like pink. Does the color gray seem depressing? It can be. I wouldn't say it necessarily is, though. I think I've seen a lot of cool things made out of the color gray, so. But I don't know. Again, like, gray kind of just seems like, I don't know. I could see it, how it could seem depressing, though, because it's just it's a very bland color, and it's a very, like, dull color. So it can give a feeling of a depressing feeling, I guess. So yeah, actually. Do you enjoy live music? Oh, hell yeah, I do, man. Do you like to dance? Yeah, I like dancing. It's fun, actually, something to do from time to time. I don't do it on stream very often, obviously, but sometimes in my spare time, I do like to jam out to music. Would you consider yourself normal? No. I mean, define normal is the thing. I don't think any one person is generally normal. I do think that everyone has their own quirks. I don't think any one person is technically normal. That's kind of like my take on it, actually. Everyone has something about them that makes them unique and special to themselves. And some other people might find that those aspects weird. But, you know, it's all good because that's what makes you you, right? So, yeah, no. There was an art exhibit where it was a social experiment. This woman stood one display and had various items around her, and she allowed the people to do whatever they wanted without consequence. People were nice at first, and they got worse. They cut off all their clothes off, and then sexually assaulted her multiple times, and and maimed her. Again, they were given the freedom to do what they want without consequence. Yeah, that's true. See, again, that's it. That's like the social experiment that kind of like it delves into some people's natures. Because there's some people who like, if they're given the option to do whatever to someone, a lot of people will probably respect that. But some other people, if they're like, oh, I can do whatever I want with this person, they'll get into some dark stuff. That's when it yeah, that's when it gets weird. We got past the topic already. Move on. Yeah, I mean, I agree. We Cyber is getting a little hung up about that topic, but it's an interesting point, though. It's, yeah, for sure. Do you love your parents? Of course I do. I love my parents. They're the best thing. They're the best. They're the reason I'm here, especially, and I have a really good relationship with them too. So. You were that while we're on the topic? Okay, it just took the so long to type out, of course. Yeah, I get that. But yeah. Have you ever been lied to? Yeah, people have lied to me before. Do you get angry often? Sometimes. Sometimes things make me angry. But I think generally I try to keep a positive vibe about things, and I try not to let it get into my head. So I wouldn't say often. I get angry sometimes at things, but I don't get not very often. I think I do. I like to try keeping a upbeat, positive vibe. Do you hold grudges? Ooh, that's a good question. I think there's some things, like, here's the thing. I think I can hold grudges against people for doing some things to me. Or, like, if someone's wronged me, then yeah, obviously I'm going to try to hold them accountable to that. But some grudges I'll hold stronger than others. I feel like a lot of grudges I hold against people are things that are like very, very minor. Like things I'm not actually gonna like be on their case about, but I will definitely hold it against them if they don't do anything about it. So I think so. Now, Pansy, don't say that. No, I agreed with you, Pansy. I agreed that we were kind of like we're hanging on that topic for a little bit long. I just know that Cyber likes to ramble, so that's why I've kind of just I was just reading her thing out real quickly. But no, you're a valued and you're a valued member of the stream, so don't think that you speak anything that's worthless. Have you ever forgiven someone? Yeah, I've forgiven people in the past. I would say so. Have you ever done something that you knew you shouldn't have done, but you still did it anyways? Yeah, I agree with Cyber's point too with that too. Yeah, majority of people are good-hearted, but in strict obedience is tyrannical. So yeah, exactly. Like I agree with your points on that too, Vanzi. So yeah. It's a very interesting topic to talk about. I guess that's why people got so chatty in the chat with that kind of thing. It's just because it's a very interesting topic to come across. But yeah, I agree. We must move on. So, have you ever done something that you shouldn't have done? I'm trying to think. Actually, I'm thinking like on all my past experiences of things that I did in my life. I don't think so. Like there's things I definitely regret doing in life, and things that I like regret going across. But I don't think I don't think I've intentionally, knowingly did something that I knew was bad, or that I knew I shouldn't have done. I think I try to stick as true as I can to some things. Like if anything, things I just regret in life are things that I had no knowing of what they were going to be going into it, or I had like limited knowledge of what it was going to be. So I'm gonna say no to that. That's why getting brings with very good points. Actually, there'll probably be more questions like that in the game. Yeah. Excuse me. Have you ever lied? Ooh. I mean, yeah, I think everyone's lied at some point, whether it's a very minor lie. But I try to stay truthful though. I have lied in the past though. Have you ever cheated on a test? Again, I feel like this is something that all people have done at one point. I feel like there's definitely some subjects that people struggle with, and sometimes they have done some cheating to it. But also, I'm trying to think back on my thing. I'm not sure if I would say I technically ever cheated on a test, though. I can see why a lot of people would, though. Like, some subjects are just hard to come across, honestly. But I don't think I have. I think I've generally, every test I've done, I've tried to do to the best of my ability. So no. Well, that's reassuring. Yeah, because I'm doing a test right now. Again, the question is so vague, I think it's entirely on what the person is answering it to think of a context. Yeah, that's why they said, yeah, if it depends on the context, then you need to make up your own context and answer yes or no. I never told a lie, that's the truth. Yeah. I don't know about that, Pansy. Do you think flowers are more beautiful than trees? They said, I don't know. There's a beauty to the trees because of how big they are and how many like how all the individual leaves can come up to make such a giant object. But flowers have like a more like simplistic beauty, I guess, to them. So yeah, actually, I think I would, because there's a lot of different flowers in the world. There's only so many different types of trees, I think. So yeah, trees make up more of the like the of more of our like ecosystem, but flowers are still like a little bit more beautiful, I guess I would say, in the comparison. You said trust me, now trust. I don't know, Pans. You've said some things in the past on the live stream that make me think, I don't know if that's technically true. I'm not allowed to grow a tree in my house, and I am mad. Wait, what tree's growing out? Why would you want a tree to grow inside of your house? I feel like that would just like mess up everything with the house integrity. Have you ever wanted to be in, like, if anything, it would be more better to build a house around a tree rather than build a tree inside of a house, right? Have you ever wanted to be an animal instead of a I think that's why I'm sorry, I got hung up on that. But I think that's like why Treehouse exists too, because that's like an idea that people had where they just build a living structure around the tree. But yeah. I want to be a fucking hobbit. Treehouse. Okay, anyways. Have you ever wanted to be an animal instead of a person? Have I? Well, have I ever wanted to? Yes, of course. I've actually thought about like what it would be like to be like a cat or dog or something like that, or even just like a small little like flying bird or insect, something like that. So yeah, I've thought about that before. I think it's like a cool idea, like to put yourself in the perspective of some other creature. Like that'd be cool. Fucking furry. Hey, you're one to talk, man. Do you believe that you have psychic powers? No. I don't believe I have any powers. Actually. If I did have psychic powers, then oh shit. Have you ever seen a ghost? I never... Not in real life, no. I've seen ghosts in video games. But I haven't seen any, I haven't seen any IRL, though. Do you dream often? Yeah. I have a lot of dreams, actually. A lot of them are very vivid, too, and they don't really stick around in my mind very long, but I do definitely dream of things. I've seen them all the time. Yeah. Again, some people probably believe in ghosts and some don't. I think it just takes, like, one experience to make someone switch their brain from, like, I don't believe in ghosts to I believe in them now. Do you have nightmares often? Don't think so. I've really actually ever had nightmares. I've had, like, a few, and some of them have stuck with me for ages. But, like, I even remember the one I had, like, when I was, like, 6 or something, of just, like, me and Dad going through, like, a zombie horde, basically. It was actually kind of a cool nightmare, but it was still a nightmare nonetheless, because I was a scared little kid back then. But no, I don't have them often. Speaking of dreams, last night I dreamt that everyone was speaking French. Oh, really? Like everyone that you knew, just in your life? That's interesting. Do you... I think I've had things like that too, where, like, the people have just been speaking an entirely different language. I've seen ghosts, and it's weird. The feeling of someone standing there, but no one's there, and then you feel this presence despite lack of body. Yeah, I could see that. I never personally experienced that kind of thing myself. I felt like something could be there, but I think that was just my own paranoia feeding on myself. So yeah. Still though, it's an interesting experience. Do you suffer from anxiety attacks? No. I mean, I do feel like sometimes I do get anxious, but I don't think I ever have an attack from it. Do you suffer from depression? No. No. Again, though, I feel like there's a good amount of people who play this kind of game who probably have experienced anxiety and depression, though. Do you exercise often and stay active? I like to try to say I do. I don't exercise very often, but I do stay active during my job and everything. And I'm really trying to, like, in my off days, I'm trying to keep fit. So I do have, like, a desire to do that. So I'm gonna say yes. Granted, it was basic French, so there wasn't much deep conversation, but it was, yeah. But it was I was able to understand them. Okay. We had small homes. I had a dream where we had small homes and for some reason Jimmy Buffett was building my house. See, that's the thing about dreams. They can go in completely wild in different ways that you're just like, wait, why would I ever think that? The mind is a weird and complex thing. Is there a particular type of food that you despise? Yes. There's actually many different types of food that I do despise. Basically a lot of greens. And like, I guess seafood, technically. Seafood I will never eat. I don't really like seafood. Oh, not seafood. What's the term? What's the term for it? There's like it's a certain type of seafood. It's escaping my mind at this very current second. Sushi. Yes. Sushi I don't like. Who's Jimmy Buffett? Yeah, I think he's a singer or an actor or something like that. But yeah, I think there is definitely food I despise, though. Would you consider yourself emotionally wounded? Ooh, that's a deep question right there. Emotionally wounded. Hold on, let me move my my thing over here. All right. Emotionally wounded though. I feel like I have been in the past, but I don't consider myself like that as a whole thing. So, no. Have you ever felt betrayed? Ooh, yes, definitely. There have people who've betrayed my trust before, and just in general, yeah. I have felt betrayed before, so yeah. Do you ever feel lost in life? Sometimes. I'm trying to do the best I can with my life, but there are some certain aspects that I'm still like not entirely wrapping my head around. So I would say yes, probably. Corey hates sushi, and he likes to say he loves Japanese culture. Fake fan. Fake weeb. Expose the weeb. Hey, just because I like Japanese culture doesn't necessarily mean I need to like all aspects of it. Sure, sushi is one aspect of Japanese culture, but that's like one aspect of it. Certainly there's cultures you guys like that you don't like everything in. Would you ever consider yourself a natural leader? No. Actually, I'm more of a follower than a leader, actually. I tend to take directions from people a lot more times than I lead. But there are some things I feel like if anything, I feel like there's some situations where I've been thrust into the leader role, and I kind of just had to accept that. But I wouldn't say I'm a natural leader. I'm like someone who can lead if I know what to do, basically. So, and I feel like that I can do it. If you could push a button to destroy the world, would you press it? That's a funny question. Try me. Well, I don't really know much cultures that you're into, Pansy, besides maybe French. But I don't know if that's the whole thing. I eat all food except jelly beans. Mushrooms, still eat them. Coconut, still drink them. And olives, still eat them. Interesting. If you could push a button and destroy the world, would you press it? No. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you... Why would you... I mean, I understand why some people would want to destroy the world, just to be, like, rid and done with it. But I feel like you gotta consider the fact that it's not just, like... A lot of people will probably push the button like that out of self-desire. But you really gotta think there are a good amount of people in the world who do like this world and who do want to see it prosper. And by pushing the button and destroying it, you're making all of those wishes null and void. So I would say definitely not, then. I tolerate the last three. Yeah. I'll never eat a jelly bean willingly. Interesting. I love jelly beans, actually. I like a lot of gummy candies and stuff, too. Do you sometimes dream of being a hero? I'm not sure about that, actually. Like, I like playing a lot of stories where you are a hero and everything, but I don't think I ever dream of it, actually. Like, not myself, at least. I more so kind of like connect with other characters besides the main hero, actually, in most RPGs and stuff that I play. So, if anything, I dream more about just like supporting people and stuff like that, or just like going about my day and everything. Random little things like that. Have you ever been bullied? Yeah. I would actually... It'd be interesting to know how many people were never bullied as a kid, because I feel like it's been done so many times. Just for, like, random things, too. I'm an NPC, right? Basically, man. I play my own life, but no one can play me. Have you been bullied? Yes, no, I have. Have you ever bullied someone else? Ooh. Well, that's a good question. Bullied for whatever reason. Yeah, exactly. I'm the only one who has never bullied Corey before. I mean, you guys do a fun kind of bullying. Like it's a bullying that's like, you know, it's not really bullying as much as it is just teasing, which is fine by me. Like bullying is like, you know, just like actually like picking and making fun of someone for like very like nefarious reasons kind of things. Or just to feel like you're bigger than them. Like that's the kind of thing I don't like. But here's the thing too. Have I ever bullied someone? I feel like I unintentionally have at one point in my life. Because I think there was at least one point in my life where, like, it was when I was a more, like, naive kind of person. And I didn't realize how much my actions, or I should say technically lack of action, actually affected other people around me. Because there's been some people who considered me a friend, and I never talked to them. I also mostly just try to ignore them, and that's something that I'm still definitely trying to not do in my life, because I've had those people speak up to me before about that, and they've expressed that they never liked that. They just felt like I just abandoned them, and I hate feeling like that. But I'm not sure if that would technically be considered bullying. I think that's more so just like me just not realizing that I'm doing something wrong to them. It's roasting, yeah. But you let us know when we cross. Exactly, yeah. It's like a friendly roast. Yeah. Most everyone's like bullying everyone has been, yeah. I see that too, Pansy. I'm gonna say no though, because I say like technically with my definition of bullying, like again it's someone like trying to just pick on someone to be a bigger person or something like that, or to just put someone else down. I don't think I've ever done that. I think I've unintentionally done stuff like it, but or like I've just like neglected people in my life sometimes, but I don't think I've actually intentionally did something like that, so no. Would you consider yourself to be a dreamer? I'm not sure about that. I've dreamed of a lot of things, and I do dream of some things that I like to do, so maybe. I don't know, I'm kind of also more of a realistic kind of person though, because I kind of just see things for what they are and kind of learn to accept it. I do sometimes think of things like that though, so maybe. If I say maybe, I think it's probably a yes. Yeah, I never want to cross the line, exactly. Also, I want to know what I can make fun of while I want to get a... Okay. What? Well, I'm sorry, my brain just could not read that sentence. Although I want to know what I can make fun of while what I can't regarding picking on friends. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Like you always teasing your friends and everything like that. That's a light little fun and everything that you can do with them. But there is definitely things that you should know. Yeah, then that you shouldn't cross the line with, or things that you don't want to like cross them with and everything. So yeah, I get that though. I try to do that myself too. Like I obviously I do my own little picking fun of you guys sometimes, and obviously if I ever do something that actually upsets you guys, you would tell me, and I trust that you would. So yeah, I get that. So yeah, I'm gonna say yes to that. Do you sometimes hurt people's feelings unintentionally? I just talked about this actually. Yeah, I do feel like I do. I do sometimes feel like things I do unintentionally do hurt people, and I hate feeling like that too. I hate the fact that I sometimes do that. Especially also with my relationship with Bree so far. Sometimes I feel like I've unintentionally did or said something that actually hurt her feelings, and I've apologized for it obviously, but sometimes things just happen, and sometimes like something comes out a wrong way, or like in a way you didn't mean it to, and it affects people. It's yeah. It's because repeating yourself. Turn it off. But yeah, I definitely have though. Do you find space fascinating? Ooh. I mean, of course. Like the idea that other planets and stuff that are out there is such an interesting concept, and like what kind of like life could evolve on those kind of systems too would be interesting. Like, of course, I love sci-fi actually. It's like one of the main reasons I like sci-fi is there's just endless possibilities of things you can explore and do with that kind of thing. Would you consider yourself to be an artist? No. No, I do. I am an artist. I try to be, at least sometimes. I haven't done many artistic things in a while, but I am an artist in some regards, yeah. Would you consider yourself to be a good friend? Yeah, I think so. I feel like I try to do my best for people, and like, you know, sometimes things just don't work out between some people, but I try to do the best I can. I try to treat every friend as well as I can. So yeah. best friend. Thank you, Pansy. Corey doing art since when? Exactly, right, man? Would you consider yourself to be flawed? I mean, yeah, who wouldn't? Honestly. Who wouldn't consider themselves to be flawed? I think everyone definitely has flaws. Whether or not those flaws are, like, you know, very detrimental is, like, you know, that's just to be seen. But I do definitely think that people do have things that they don't like about themselves, or things that other people might not like about them. But those are just parts of your personality and part of your being, and you just had to accept them. So yeah. Have you ever fantasized about being a supervillain or performing a heinous or egregious crime? Also, wait, hold on, before I answer this question, I just realized it's like 2:11. I've actually been doing this for a little while. I want to make sure that no one's showing up early. Yeah, no, they got some time. Okay. I wonder how long this is, though. Ever fantasized about being a supervillain or performing a heinous or egregious crime? I don't think so. I feel like hardly anyone ever wants to be like a supervillain. I feel like some people like supervillains just for like different reasons, but to do it just to do crimes, I feel like no one should really be thinking like that, at least. And also, a lot of villains now, how they're written, a lot of them are like this. They're kind of thought of like they're doing something that they think is good, but not many. But the way they're doing it is not intentionally a good thing still. So, and it makes some of those people a little bit more complex. But I never fantasized about it myself. Tony, continue that drawing of Corey in a way. No, why? I have flaws for sure. I have a fuck you tone of voice that everyone assumes that I have an attitude or rude when I'm not. Yeah, that's. I could see why you see that too, Cyber. Yeah, and I can agree actually to a point. You do have like a little bit of a sassy or like know-it-all tone to you, but you sometimes technically can't help it. It's your voice. Do you believe in perfection? I do definitely think that there is a way that things can be perfected, but I do think it's very hard to achieve. Like, perfection is technically different in everyone's eyes. Like, perfection literally means that it's like anyone in the world would believe that it's good. So technically, no. I think technically nothing will be perfect because everything will always be either good or bad in someone's eyes, I think. And you can't really control that. That's just how people think. There's nothing that everyone absolutely thinks is good or everyone absolutely thinks is bad. Have you ever stolen from someone? See, a lot of people leave things at my house, so I don't steal them, they just leave them. But I don't think I've ever intentionally stolen something from someone. Although I'm usually pretty good about giving things back to people. So I would say no. Don't worry, Corey, it's not exactly you. It's kind of you. Sort of. Wait, what do you mean by that? Oh, you mean the wedding dress. Okay. Okay, interesting. Curious about that. Would you ever kill someone under any circumstances? Oh, that's a good question. Under any circumstances. I think that it like, again, considering any circumstance, there's got to be at least one situation where you have to kill someone, right? Like, either they say kill me or I'm gonna kill one of the people that you love the most. Like, that's the kind of thing where it's like you might have to. And there's some people, like, also even if you're defending yourself, like, if someone's coming at you and your own life is in danger of being killed, then sometimes again you might have to do something like that. Yeah, again, depending on circumstances. Yeah, exactly, as I was saying, Cyber. If you're fighting for your life, yeah. I would definitely feel guilty about it and it would weigh on my conscience for so long. But I feel like if, depending on the circumstance, I could probably try to bring myself to do it. I would hate to do it. I would absolutely hate to do it. But If it had to be done, absolutely had to be done, then probably. Killing or retaliation is the only justified reason, no other way. Yeah. And it's interesting, too. So many people think that way, too. So, yeah. If you had one day to live, would you tell anyone? That's a good question. Ooh. I would tell someone, I feel like. I feel like if I only had one day left to live, I would definitely at least tell it to someone that I knew and trusted a lot. And then they would probably try to do the best I can for me during that time. So yeah, I think so. Have you ever told your darkest secrets to someone? Darkest secrets? There are still secrets that I have not told anyone. Like, those are staying to me personally. But my darkest? I've told secrets to people, for sure. But not my darkest stuff, I would say. I feel like there's still stuff that I have kept to myself for strictly to myself. You better let me know, at least. What? Barely know what? Do you trust me even though you know nothing about me? Interesting. I mean, I technically don't... I'm not sure if it should say I should trust this thing. Because, again, I don't even know what this thing is. Again, I know nothing about them. They've just been asking me questions. So no. Do you know who I am? No. Well, I know who you are. Yeah, I told you everything about me, so yeah, I would assume so. If I appeared right behind you right now, would you scream? Yeah. I mean, just right now? Yeah. Hell yeah, I would. Mimico's coming with the knife. Oh, if I had one day to live? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, for sure. I feel like I definitely would tell my friends, like my online friends and everything, because how else would they know what happened to me if I were to just suddenly die one day? Like, I feel like that they at least have the right to know that. If I told you that I had been behind you this entire time, wouldn't that scare you? If you've been behind me this entire time, how? Because again, I have a camera behind me and everything, so they would be able to, my aunt would be able to capture it and they would be able to tell me. So no. Of course not. That would be silly now, wouldn't it? Would you consider yourself to be empathetic? Empathetic. Hold on. I'm gonna make sure I have this definition right. I'm pretty sure this is what I think it is, though. Showing ability to understand and share the feelings of another. Oh, yeah, definitely. I feel a lot of empathy for people. Especially for like people I really care about, I try to be as empathetic as possible. Would you consider yourself to be romantic? That's a good question. I try to do things that are romantic. But I'm not sure if I am, to be honest. I definitely try to be. I like try to do things that would be considered sweet or romantic for people. Like at least like, you know, like Capri and everything. But I'm not sure if I'm a romantic kind of person. I feel like I just mostly just try like to I just like to do things that like is I like to try to make as many like good experiences in life. And not necessarily even romantic ones. Like I'll try to do some of that stuff just to like, you know, shake it up and be different and everything, but I'm not sure if I am technically, to my core myself, a romantic. Not necessarily, I think. You do very good romance RP, so I'd say so. Yeah, that's true. You have a good point about that, Pansy. Maybe my definition of romance and what other people's is a little bit different, because I do definitely like romance though too. Like just in general, I like that as a concept. But again, I'm playing a character, which is sometimes a little bit different from me. But I don't know. It's characters are still extensions of yourself. So if I'm romantic during role plays, I think that would be the same way as it is in real life. It's a weird concept because I'm not sure if I consider myself to be one, but maybe I am. I've ever been in a physical fight. Not like an actual fight, I would say. I usually try to stay out of confrontation like that, but yeah, I don't think I ever have. Yeah, I usually just don't try to get physical with people, so I've done play fights with people, but like never a real one. So no. Are you prone to headaches or migraines? I've had a couple of, yes. Do you look at the ground when you walk? I actually usually do sometimes, especially if it's very bright outside. I don't like looking up toward the sky because of the sun and everything. So, yeah. I knocked a guy's teeth out on the concrete. He went splat. Wow, Cyber. Are you attracted to the opposite sex? Yeah, of course I am. I wonder how many people aren't though. Like who say they aren't. Obviously, you know, there are people like that out there, but I just like wonder what the number is. Would you ever shave your head? I like my hair a little bit too much to shave my head. Especially with the blue color I'm doing with it now. I don't think I ever would. Not willingly. If my hair got to a point where it was better shaved, then maybe. But I still like what I do with it right now, so no. I have a half shave. Oh yeah, nice. That's right. I always look toward the ground when I'm walking. Yeah. Are you attracted to muscular bodies? Not really, actually. I mean, there's something muscular. There's something about them that's kind of like nice, but I don't really like it in general. Like, I think if, especially over muscular things are they start to get to a point where it's like a little like ugh. So I think like the more muscular they get, the more like the more meh I feel about it. If Hardcore gets under subs, he shaves his head loud. No, don't say that. Hey, don't be putting stuff like that in the chat. I will not. I like my hair way too much. Are you attracted to muscular bodies? Yeah, no. Do you ever dance when no one is looking? Yeah, I've done it before. I do it in the shower, and especially too. So yeah. Do you trust your best friend entirely? Ooh. Entirely? Entirely? No. I wouldn't trust him entirely as a... I do trust him a lot. Well, actually, I don't know. I feel like there's some things that you would not necessarily trust. Do you trust me? Again, like, I do have a lot of trust for people, but I feel like there's some things that there are some things that I feel like shouldn't be trusted with them. Even though he said yes earlier. Yeah, again, like, there's a lot of things that I can trust people with, but there are some aspects and some things in life that I wouldn't trust them with. So I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say entirely no. Do you remember your childhood extremely well? No, actually, I have, like, hardly any memory of my childhood, actually. Would you rob a bank if you could get away with it? No, because that's still a crime, and I would still feel guilty about it. Not even, especially because, you know, you would feel guilty, especially with all the money you would get from that, so you know. Do you ever dream about running from a killer? Do I dream about it? No, I don't usually like to, at least. I've had dreams, I think, about it, but I don't usually try to. I could be trusted with stuff. I'm the kind of friend that they will help hide the cookie jar. Exactly. Yeah, no. Do you ever dream about falling off a cliff? No. These are very interesting questions. Do you ever dream about being naked in public? That's a funny one. I think I've had some stuff about that before, like, come up in my mind though. Yeah, like something about being exposed and vulnerable in front of a bunch of people like that is weird. It's very strange. Yes for all the dreams so far? Oh wow. I'm gonna say yes though, I think I have. The naked one is when I have a man's body. Oh yeah? I could see that, yeah. I could see why you would say that then. Yeah. When I am naked, I own it, right? I've had a dream everyone else was naked. That's a weird dream, right? You're just like, you're the only one wearing clothes and you're like, what went wrong? Do you enjoy scary movies or books? I can, yeah. I don't necessarily enjoy them as much as I do like fantasy stuff, but I can. Oh, my phone's in front of me. Okay. Do you enjoy comedic television shows or movies? Yeah, I like comedy stuff too. I especially love it in anime and everything too. I love a lot of comedy shows actually now that I think about it, because like Adventure Time and everything like that too. Yeah. Do you like being the center of attention? Not necessarily. I don't like being the center of attention. I do like having attention sometimes, but necessarily I do like other people to have their shine in the limelight as well too. So I always try to give them opportunities, obviously stuff too. We like the funny, yes indeed. Do the funny human. Do you feel like something is always watching you? Not always, no. I do feel like there's definitely times I'm just always constantly, just like entirely alone. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to go to space? Yeah, I would always love to go to space. If I had the opportunity to do it, I would definitely take it. Have you ever had an out-of-body experience? Ooh. I don't know. I mean, not technically? I don't think, at least not yet, I think. Because an out-of-body experience from what I've heard is basically just like when you literally, like, you're just no longer in your own skin, you're just living through someone else's eyes or something like that. Or you're just like in an entirely different place. Like, I sometimes think about this stuff, but I never actually had that happen to me. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I like seeing Cyber's answers to these questions too, though. It's interesting. I nearly died this one time, and it was weird. Like, what I saw was hard to explain. Oh, yeah? Like, you've actually had an out-of-body experience that actually felt like it was threatening your life? That's interesting. Have you ever punched a nun? No. I no. That's... How many people have? Do you like dogs better than cats? Ooh. I think I like cats better. There's some aspects of dogs I definitely like more. But I still think I'm more of a cat person. Do you prefer to read more than you prefer to watch movies? I don't really read very often, actually. I've been reading more because of like manga and stuff now, but I still definitely like the visual stimuli from movies and stuff more than I like reading through a book, I guess. So no. Are you still wondering why I asked if you are you wondering if I ever asked you why I wanted to know? Nah, I moved on from that. It's a very weird question, but yeah. Do you get starstruck easily? Starstruck means like you just like look up to someone like as an idol standpoint, right? Like you look up to someone with like awe and everything. I read more than watch. You'll keep asking about the nun. Yeah, I bet. I think there's definitely things to appreciate about some Starstruck people, but I don't think I get these. Actually, I don't know. There's a lot of people I do like look up to, so, and especially in like YouTube sense, because there's like a lot of influencers that I definitely see as like this greater power, this like greater person, or like a really really good friend of mine, basically, without them knowing that I'm a friend of theirs. Like, you know, that kind of feeling. Like you're like really good friends with another YouTuber because you get along with them so well on some standpoints, but you've never physically met them. That's kind of how I feel like with some people. Yeah, I'd say I would. Do you hate going to big parties and social gatherings? I don't necessarily hate it. I do try to find fun in it. I try to find fun in anything I do, honestly. So I think there's definitely benefits to going to big parties and social gatherings like that too, because you meet people that are like a little bit different than you, and you get to. I can see why people do hate it though. I can see why people hate it. I don't have much of value to contribute, so I think I'm gonna head off for now. Okay, okay, Pansy. I mean, you could just watch. That's fine. You don't have to talk the whole time. So yeah, I don't necessarily hate it. Is your favorite part of your birthday receiving presents? I'm not sure. I mean, I do like receiving the presents for sure, but I think more of the thing I try to look for in birthdays is just trying to get everyone together to just celebrate. It's just a reason to celebrate, really, honestly. I don't know, actually. Because I really do like the presents. As much as I hate to admit it. It's just... Yeah, I mean, I like hearing from your stuff too, so yeah. It's your part of your birthday receiving presents. Since I'm thinking about it so much, I think yes. I do technically really like that. There's other aspects I like about it, but I would say it's probably my favorite part. Seriously though, have you ever punched a nun? Like really? Just bam, right in the face. Nun punch? No, I haven't. Did you laugh? Yes. Did you say what the fuck in your head even out loud? I have, yes. Are you now eager to somehow get the opportunity to punch a nun sometime soon? No. I don't want to. If there is a hell, do you think you're going to it? Probably. I mean, I still try to do good for people, but like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I would, actually. I'm not sure if I've done anything that's necessarily, like, you know... Again, the only thing I probably would have done that's technically not... That would be, for me, like, not going to heaven, is not really specifically believing in a certain god or something like that. We're all going to God for being lewd. That's true as well, too. The lewdness also probably goes toward that, too. But again, I feel like most people are, though. I think most people have that side to them. I'm gonna say no, though. I don't think so. Do you enjoy fantasy fiction games? Ooh. Yes, I do. I love fantasy. Do you masturbate frequently? Oh no, this game is exposing me. I have to answer honestly, though. I have to answer honestly. Are you wondering what constitutes frequently? I think I know what they mean. Are you more than slightly uncomfortable right now? I'm fine. I'm fine. Is your mouth dry? Nope. It's pretty wet. Does profanity make you uncomfortable? No, I fucking swear all the time. I don't give a fuck. The important questions are here. Summoning Pansy back. Do you believe in legendary beasts such as the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot? I think the idea of them is cool, but I don't necessarily believe in them. Are you poor with money management? Probably, honestly. I feel like I probably, like, if I like really took it seriously, I probably would be better about it. But I do have my my things that I do sometimes with money, so I don't think I'm poor with it though. I would say I like to try to think that I'm at least a little bit good with like how to save and use my money. They're talking about feet. Right, just to, again, keep trying to summon him back. No. Choose one of these numbers that you feel you resonate with you the most in this very moment. 69. I love how 69 is on here. See, I think the way I'm thinking is, the number I'm thinking of is, it's either the one that's closest to 51, which is 69, or it's the one that's closest to my age, which is 21. I feel weird about picking 69 as a number that resonates with me. Then again, no, I feel like it does, actually, so I'm gonna pick it. 69. Choose one of the... Nice. Choose one of these colors that you feel resonates with you in this very moment. Blue. Yep. Just one of these words that you feel resonates with you in this very moment. Wicked, sick, plagued, wretched, toxic, vile. Ooh, these are very disturbing words. I like the sound of wicked, though. Wicked or wretched? I actually like the sound of toxic, though, too. Yeah, toxic is like a really cool word. Choose one of these words that feel it resonates with you currently in this very moment. Blessed, glorious, divine, angelic, heavenly, celestial. Something about celestial just sounds like a very like cool term, so I'm gonna pick that one. Choose one of these words that you feel resonates with you in this very moment. Luck, skill, strength, agility, intellect, charm. Wait a minute, these are just D&D stats. This is just RPG stats. I always like the idea of luck in games, though. Either luck or skill. I always like the idea of luck the most, though. Do you enjoy solving mathematical puzzles? Yeah, I think I've done some before. They're not too bad to do. Do you speak more than one language fluently? No, not currently. I'm learning Japanese, but it's still taking some time. Have you ever visited a country other than your own? Not a country. I've always been in the US as far as my travels have gone so far. I've wanted to definitely go to other places, though. Laughs in Japanese. No. Yeah. Do you enjoy coffee? No. I don't know why I thought about that so much. No, I don't drink coffee. Do you believe in demons? Not necessarily. Again, I think the idea of them is cool, but I don't necessarily believe in them. Do you believe in angels? Same answer. Are you afraid of sharks? I think there's things to be afraid of with sharks. Like they've had instances where they've eaten people, so there's things to be afraid about them. But if I knew that the shark was like a little bit more friendly and like better in an enclosed space, I probably would trust it a little more. I feel like I would still be kind of fearful of it, though. I'm going to call him daddy. You're bitten by New Yorkers more than sharks. Interesting. Do you prefer baths over showers? No. I usually take showers. Does the smell of perfume or cologne give you headaches? I don't think so. Did you see a shadow move in your room a few moments ago? No. That's fortunate. Do you ever hear your name being called, even when you know no one is calling it? Yeah, there has been times that I've actually thought people have said Corey, but it was something else completely different. 28 shark bites a year compared to 601 bites by New Yorkers. Interesting. Do things in your home often go missing and then reappear later? Yes. Yes, actually. A lot of times. You ever hear footsteps around when you're alone? Sometimes. Not usually, though. Do you ever hear random knocking noises around you? Not usually. Do you often look at the same time on the clock every day? Not the same time. Have you ever felt your feet being grabbed at night? Well, actually, sometimes I do check the clock like that because of breaks and everything. Have you ever felt your feet being grabbed at night while sleeping? No. Do you have any pets? Not currently. I did used to have the dog Harley when she was around, but my brother and sister took them back. The blood is spelling help. Yeah, I realized that's been there for a while. Is your favorite color green? No. Are you attracted to a family member? interesting question. Attracted to them? See, this defines family member, I guess. Yeah. Technically they are family, so I would say yes. I wouldn't obviously do anything to them, but I have felt something like that for one of my people, for one of the people in my family, I guess. It also spells kill. Oh yeah, I can see it too. Yeah. Sweet Home, Alabama. God damn it. Mostly enclosed to them, but platonically, yes. You're right. If you won the lottery, would you share the money with anyone? Yeah, probably. I probably would. If you could be the dictator of your own country, would you accept the role? No. What would I do with the United States? If I had absolute control over it. I don't know what I would even do with it. Do you ever wonder what it would be like to be in prison? No. I've seen many good things about prison, so no thank you. Do you like fishing? Not really. Do you like hunting? No. Do you like camping? Not really. Do you like guns? In games, yes. In real life, no. Are you getting tired of answering questions? No. I think I'm fine. Would you consider yourself to be kinky? No, not at all, actually. I'm very vanilla. Eyes would win to the soul. Do you agree? Yeah, I can agree with that. Sorry if I'm going through these quickly now, too, by the way. I'm kind of just like... I feel like, I know Bree's gonna show up at some time today, and I don't want to keep her waiting. Hold on, I got a quick little thing. Okay. What if we answer this as OCs one day? Right? How would it do that? That'd be an interesting little theory too. Do you always keep your promises? I really try to. And if something comes up that I can't, then, you know, it is what it is, but I always do try to. Would you ever completely trust someone who's lied to you? That's why, again, a lot of times I say no promises. So, if I don't feel confident that I can do something, but if I do, then yeah, I will do it. Will you ever completely trust someone who's lied to you? Not completely, no. I don't think I ever would. Because they lied to me once, and, you know, the likelihood of them lying to me again is high. When have you ever kept a promise? I mean, again, I haven't really made many promises in life, to be honest. Like, if I do make promises, it's because they are, like, something I do want to really, really keep. But a lot of times I don't try to. Also, welcome back, Fancy. Are you an only child? No. I have an older brother. Do you ever enjoy being drunk? I've enjoyed the feeling, yes. I've regretted it afterwards, though. So, kind of yes and no. I would say I have enjoyed it, though. Do you like tattoos? Yeah, of course. I love tattoos. Do you enjoy being high in any form? I don't know. I don't necessarily like the idea of being high, at least. Do you believe you have a soul? Yes. Did you cry this week? This week? Maybe. I'm trying to think of what I played recently that would have made me cry. I think I've almost had moments I cried. I don't think I actually have, though. Never been drunk in all my life because I don't overdrink alcohol. That's good on you. Don't do that. Overdrinking is a recipe for disaster. Chocolate. Nice. Are you upset with someone right now? Right now? No. Is there someone you're not being completely honest with daily? Again, I try to be completely honest as much as I can. So... someone I'm not being completely honest with? There's probably some people. Actually, yeah, there is. Do you understand how this works yet? Yes? No? If you answer the question twice, your truths may change. It's not just about answering the questions. It's about the time you spend answering them and the combination you answer them in. It's about many different variables you'd never guess. Do you understand? Yeah. Are you wondering if the end of the test is coming soon based on the previous question you just answered? Kind of, yeah. Especially just because I'm a little bit impatient right now. Okay, chocolate, I am not sure what type of drunk I'd be. It would stop me from being drunk. Which would stop me from being drunk. Yeah, true. I've only ever been drunk once and it made me paranoid the entire time. Yeah, interesting. It's weird. I'm completely opposite. I'm like very, very loose when I'm drunk. I have milk chocolate and sea salt. I also have hazelnut chocolate. Ooh, nice. If I were to tell you that this entire process was planted here for you, specifically you, to learn something about yourself and anyone else that bothers using this is just a byproduct of an intention, would you believe that? I don't know. Because again, because of the nature of this game, I feel like a lot of these questions are probably the same for everyone. It's this whole process is probably made to do things for you, but technically, you still have to do that entire process for everyone who plays it. So you can't necessarily make it for one person that you don't even know. So no. Are you afraid of being abandoned? Sometimes. I would say the idea of being abandoned is a little bit terrifying, so yeah. I like how I got paranoid when I first got drunk, but not when I first got high. Yeah, right? You would think it would be the other way around. Are you afraid of dying alone? I would say not. If I die, then I die, you know? It's kind of just like one of those things. Like, there's nothing you can do to change fate. But there's definitely regrets you probably would have in life if you died early on, so... And if I died alone, then, you know... It's how fate decided to make it, basically. Do you worry that one day you'll be unexpectedly murdered? I don't think... the thought usually never crosses my mind. Sometimes it does come up whenever I see, like, you know, tragedy events come up on the news and everything. But, because, like, again, it could happen to anyone at any time. But I don't worry about it, at least. I just try to make I try to make do with most that I can in life. And try to just take each day as it is. Are you always on guard, waiting to fend off an attack? No. Again, if fate wanted me to get hurt or die that day, then it would do it. I've only lasted as long because my fate has told me that I should be alive for this long. Do you feel like I know you yet? Probably. Have you heard any strange noises while answering these questions? No. I think we have enough information about you. Whether you skip questions, answered honestly or dishonestly, took loads of time to respond, or answer quickly without reading or understanding properly, I've been able to tell. Okay, are we at the end now? Getting high is weird. I get if the brain affects the brain differently. Yeah, it's true. I'm calculating your results. I'm analyzing you very carefully. I'm judging you. Yes, as everyone else is probably at home too. Based on what you've told me, this is what I can conclude. Wow. You sure managed to paint a vivid picture here, haven't you? Have I? You can be described as a lot of things, but one major issue you have is blatant. You're insecure. That's an interesting way to see it, yeah. I guess I could be insecure about some things in my life. You don't easily trust people, and you don't trust in yourself. And that is the biggest flaw of all. Why? Because you're beautiful. Aw, that's nice. But I think they're right about that. There's some things I don't even trust about myself. I didn't take anything that would make me see weird shit. I mainly just took that to help calm me. Yeah, I've done something like that before too, just to see what it's like. You don't even see it, do you? You don't even understand just how magnificent you truly are. If you could see yourself the way others see you, you'd have all the confidence in the world. That's true. I guess that's why I'm so constantly surprised when Bree says such nice things about me all the time. Because, like, I don't ever see myself that way. But if I saw myself in, like, her eyes, maybe I'd be surprised. Every time someone says something nice to you, you make up an excuse as to why it isn't true. Every time someone says something negative about you, you take it to heart, and it stings. Yeah. The people who are saying nice things are not saying them to make you feel better. They're saying them because they're true. The people who talk shit are doing it not because it's accurate, but because they're even more insecure about it than you. They can't handle just how bright you shine, inside and out. They can't handle how much potential you have and how much potential they lack. It burns them to the core, and they lash out at you for it. Just trust me on this. Stop doubting yourself, put the haters to rest, and live your damn life the way you know you should. You can be happy while they cry into the pillows at night. That's not your problem. Damn right. You may or may not realize it, but you're a star. A pretty fucking bright one, too. The sass of this, damn. Your secret word is love. Remember this word. This will come in handy. Okay. Take the secret word that was assigned to you at the end of your session and leave it in a comment for us. We will be selecting some of you based on your answers to be included in a future project we're currently working on. Ooh. Okay. Don't be afraid. This is an opportunity for you to be part of history. It's a chance for you to be a part of something greater. Be sure to note your secret word in your comments. If you do not wish to be a part of the upcoming project, simply leave your secret word out of your comments, and we will not select your name. We appreciate any and all comments you leave, and we'll always read them thoroughly. Thank you for taking the time to answer these questions. I know they've been some help to you. If they aren't yet, it will all make sense very soon. Trust me on that. You can find the Test Hypothesis Rising, the Test Final Revelation, the Testing Chamber on Steam if you've enjoyed this installment. You can also find the Journey series, the Advisor series, which we encourage everyone to try. If you'd like to support us further on to try our other games, you can also find a link to all of our other titles on the title screen of this game under the section or the games. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you. No problem. Alright. Interesting experience, honestly. Very interesting experience. And then put into the test too. Yeah. Well, I will remember that word. That's a pretty nice word, actually. I like that as a description of me too. So what else have these people done? I see. That's cool. Check it out. Okay then. Next project they're talking about is the test too. Yeah, I'm assuming that's what they meant. Alright, but yeah, I'll probably look into that too, actually, too. I do want to see what the test 2 is probably all about, because this already piqued my interest. Also, it had a very wholesome ending, actually. It had, like, a really, like, realistic ending. Like, it did describe me pretty well. And I know that a lot of people say that about personality tests and everything, but I really do feel like that this test actually did, like, point out some things about me that maybe I just didn't want to face. And this is like a good time for it too, because even Bree's kind of been talking to me about how I should be a little bit more honest with people and not worry about if it might make them unhappy or anything like that. Like, and I definitely see that too. I can see that. I think it's because I keep thinking about things in my own mind, and everything's kind of just like enclosed in that space. But there are, like, you know, opinions that other people have about me, and I always assume that I guess I always assume the worst too. I always assume that other people just like talk shit about me, honestly. But maybe sometimes they do actually just feel like, you know, that kind of stuff about me. I've been saying that to you for over a year now. Exactly. Again, I usually don't like to. I guess I never really like to face it. Do all of them. Yeah, the test trilogy. It builds more and more each time. I'll try. Yeah, I'll try them out. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bandy, if I ever like didn't trust you like that with like that kind of thing. Again, this kind of like this kind of makes me more realize some more things about me that maybe I should be working on. So yeah, it's also just a very interesting test just to see like just to kind of speak to the human condition and everything like that. Like that's always really cool to see things like this. The most important question has been answered, Corey Dirkspeen. I mean, did you all really need to know that though? I'm not sure that question was technically like. I think they just threw that in to kind of test how honest you were. I'm just glad you're finally realizing it. All right. Well, thank you. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of today's stream. It actually lasted longer than I thought it was going to, because I think I started this around 1. It's now 3. So this game actually, I think it's mostly because I kept discussing things. I just kept discussing things as they came up. So, yeah. That was a really cool experience, though. I'm probably going to look into the rest of the games and see what they're like. And then, maybe I'll do them for future Steam stream installments. I'll actually look into it right after I'm done with the stream. Ugh. Yes, I agree. I'll listen to it more. Again, I think a lot of things it's either like the way he describes it or something like that, but a lot of times I just assume that people when they say things like that to me are just kind of joking about it. But I don't know, there's a good amount of like there's a good amount of truth to be taken from those kind of things. Let's have us do the test as well. That way we don't have to pay to play. Oh yeah, that could be interesting too. Yeah, just have it as a shared experience to do. Totally should. Yes. Maybe we can do that tomorrow. Maybe as a little thing that we can do. See how it affects your guys' things too. All right, but yeah, we'll look into that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this little experiment of mine. I learned some things about me that I've been that I either haven't really realized or just like kind of refused to realize. But it's interesting how some things like these can bring things like that to light. Might go and use ID tomorrow. Gotcha. Yeah, we'll see about it though. We'll talk about it. All right. So yep, thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you like it, subscribe and follow if you see more. And hopefully we'll be able to do something like this again next week for the next Steam stream. I'll look into the other tests and see if I can grab them as well too, because this is an interesting little series. It's like a personality test, but it feels like it might be a little bit more deeper than that, or at least it's trying to come across as something deeper than that. So it's an interesting little thing though. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here. I'll see you guys on Monday for more things. Actually, maybe I don't know. I'll have to see what's going on again next week. I'm not sure what's going on. For sure, I'm doing the Neptunia stream though next week. So I'll see you then. Bye bye now.